we're talking about the budget briefing today. Ikaw talaga, Congressman, you're such a rabble-rouser. Briefing lang daw kasi yun today. They were saying that you're not supposed to interpolate yet or question the budget, right? What did you think? How did you think you did today?
No. It's not how I did. No, I think now it's clear that it seems, no, kasi wala naman pinadala yung COMSEC na report. So it would seem na talagang ang makakasagot na lang ng mga questions tungkol sa 2025 is only one person, and that is Congressman Saldico.
So until now, you haven't gotten the small committee report.
No. So talaga naman, totoo naman, si Chairperson Swan Singh was not the chairperson during that time. So talaga ang makakasagot na lang nung questions tungkol doon sa 2025 budget is Congressman Saldico. Wala nang ibang makakasagot.
Oo. Pero you're not even sure may report, di ba? We don't... You're not even sure may report. You haven't verified the existence of a report or minutes of a meeting. Parang wala,
yeah,
diba?
Pero kung walang report, walang minutes of the meeting, hindi naman pwedeng walang notes si Congressman Saldico, no? Kaya siya na talaga ang dapat managot. Wala na ibang makakasagot nito eh. Diba? Wala na. No one else can answer this except Congressman Saldico.
And what do you think will happen? A lot of people, and Congressman Ridon is calling for the TRICOM to look into things that happen nga. Pero kumpiyansa ba kayo, Congressman Toby, na may mangyayari dito, no? Since the House is going to investigate itself, do you think it will be an actual, legit investigation or more of a cover-up?
Actually, yung kay Congressman Ridon, I just reminded them na it seems based on our rules na wala sa jurisdiction ng public accounts yun. Okay? Because yung public accounts, I just have to put up our rules. Ang public accounts namin is dapat may audit report na bago tumawag ng meeting yung public accounts, kasi that's what differentiates it from the Committee on Good Government and Public Accountability, no? So yung sa public accounts, hanapin ko lang dito, dun sa rules namin, to me, it is clear na dapat may committee report muna, no? Bago magkaroon ng briefing doon sa public accounts. Ang sinasabi naman nila, since it's a briefing only, hindi naman daw dapat strictly sundin yung rules or something to that effect, no? Pero ang punto ko, kung flood control ang briefing, what will stop other committees like sports and youth to ask for a briefing doon sa flood control, di ba? So, tingin ko wala talaga sa jurisdiction. Ngayon, kung yung good government and public accountability and public works, nasa jurisdiction nila yon. Kaya lang, ang problema is, paano maniniwala yung tao na talagang legitimate yung proceeding? I think the only way na maniwala yung tao na legitimate yung proceeding is si Congressman Saldico muna ang una magpapaliwanag, kasi siya yung chairman ng Committee on Appropriations at that time at siya po ang nag-lead doon sa small committee. So, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, siyang makakasagot kung bakit nabawasan at nadagdagan yung ibang mga ahensya. Kasi di ba, we always talk of the BICAM. Yung BICAM, may report yun eh. It's a simple report wherein nakasulat na kung ano yung original budget, ano yung nadagdag o nabawas doon sa BICAM, at ano yung final budget. Diba? Yun lang naman yung hinihingi natin.
And based on what happened kanina, no, yung mga exchanges nyo with the new APRO Chair, Congresswoman Swan Singh, do you believe that, kasi sinabi nyo rin kanina baka ngayon palang gagawin yan kasi hindi mailabas agad. Do you really believe that, Kong?
Hindi naman masasagot ni Congresswoman Swan Singh yun di ba? Kaya nga, sinasabi ko, hindi naman siya yung chairman at that time. So, ang talagang makakasagot lang noon is Congressman Saldico, who is still a member of the House now. So I think naman may authority yung leadership na patawag siya and ask him to explain.
And
I think that is the first sign of seriousness pagdating po dito sa bagay.
nabanggit nyo rin kanina pareho lang yung COMSEC. So you cannot get it from the COMSEC?
Yes, but I mean, those people are just doing their jobs, di ba? Wag naman sila yung pagtuunan natin. Nagtatrabaho lang po yung mga yun.
Okay.
Pero si ko ang kailangan sumagot doon sa mga tanong.
Well, Kong Toby, there is that proposal to replace the small committee with a larger subcommittee with 10 members, but you did point out the absence of independent lawmakers there. Why is it so important, Congressman, that there be independent lawmakers in that subcommittee?
First of all, that is at least they have accepted my proposal, and that's a good way moving forward. Kasi hindi naman yung size ng committee ang gaanong kahalaga doon eh. Ang importante is gagawin namin yung pareho ng ginagawa ng Senate na kapag na-approve na on second reading, wala nang papalitan, di ba? Kasi ang nangyari the last budget is binigyan namin ng kapangyarihan yung small committee na palitan kung ano man yung in-approve namin doon sa second reading. Di ba? Kaya nga napakahalaga ng role ni Congressman Saldico dito para maliwanagan itong mga bagay na ito. No? I think the best thing for him is just to explain, di ba? Kung valid naman explanation, ano naman dapat niyang ikatakot? Wala naman, di ba? Ngayon, yung sa independent, that's the reason why I asked kung sino-sino yung composition ng Committee on Budget Amendments yung tawag nila. No? Kaya ako tinanong yan is para malaman kung sino-sino kasi represented yung majority, represented yung minority, represented daw yung political parties, pero meron din namang mga congressmen na independent. No? So saan man bigyan kami ng pagkakataon yung grupo namin na kahit isa lang maging parte ng subcommittees.
No.
Congressman. Medyo nag-choppy po kayo.
Yes,
Can you hear us
yes.
okay? Ayan.
Yeah. Ano, saan po naputol?
Dun towards the last two sentences po nung sagot ninyo about the small committee and having members of the independent bloc in it.
Hindi, sabi ko that's a good way moving forward. It's a good way kasi yan nga yung naging proposal ko, no? In the beginning, may resistance doon sa spokesperson ni Speaker Romualdez, parang ibinabato niya ulit sa akin yung problema. Pero at least tinanggap yun ni Chairperson Swansing. At ang tanong ko lang is kung merong representation yung majority, yung minority, yung
Independent?
yung parties, bakit naman yung independent hindi na lang naisama para may bosses kaming mga independents.
Will a subcommittee curb corruption? I mean, isn't that just a small committee by another name? Kasi the small committee is made up of members of majority and minority then, diba? You keep pointing to Congressman Saldico. He's the chair, yes, but there's also the vice chair, Congresswoman Stella Kimball, the majority leader at that time, minority leader, Nonoy Libanan, also 19th and now 20th Congress. So how does a subcommittee now, eradicate corruption or at least curb it and minimize yung insertions?
Because of the commitment she gave kanina, di ba? Sabi niya, I asked her categorically, ibig sabihin ba na after this, okay, to make a simple explanation, yung small committee kasi dati, it's not merely the size that was problematic. No, it is also the fact that the small committee starts to function after the approval of the second reading. So ang nangyayari, aprubahan namin sa second reading sa plenaryo, pero may authority yung small committee na baguhin kung ano yung inapprove namin. Ang kaibahan ngayon, based on the commitment of Chairperson Swansing, is that yung report ng subcommittee on budget amendments, na ipapasa siyempre sa mother committee, which is the Committee on Appropriations, will be shown to the members in plenary, and kung ano yung ma-approve on second reading, wala nang babaguhin. Ang importante lang naman is kung ano yung ma-approve on second reading, wala nang babaguhin. So yun na, that's the positive thing that came out of this. No? But if we will not raise these things, imagine if we will not raise these things, walang babaguhin, di ba? And I want to put on record, this is not the first time that I questioned the budget process. No? In 2012 HGAB and 2014 HGAB, nag-question na rin ako noon. Kaya lang, admittedly, after that, kahit naging congressman ako hanggang 2019, hindi na rin ako nag-question. Dahil nakita ko noong 2014 HGAB, independent din kasi ako noon eh. Wala naman mangyayari, mag-isa lang ako, di ba?
So ngayon
ngayon kasi reforma is coming from the president. So may chances. And I'm glad that they heeded the call. I mean, that's a good start. It's a good start.
Okay. So kung tiwala naman kayo no, na with the changes and yung mga promises no, for accountability that they gave last week nung sinubmit yung NEP, do you think these are enough safeguards sa budget process natin, at least dun sa inyo, no, sa first step sa lower house?
I mean, there's hope, di ba? There's hope. And like before, talagang admittedly, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ano lang ako eh, from the 2014 to the 2019 budget, parang wala naman mangyayari, di ba? At least ngayon may pag-asa.
And kumpiyansa ba kayo na masasama kayo dito sa subcommittee na ito?
It doesn't have
Natawa si Regina.
It doesn't have to be B, no? Kasi tatlo naman. Okay, ang independent yata is 7 kami, no? Pero tatlo kaming independents supporting the president, no? I will have to talk to them, to kung Albi, kung Duke, kung sino. Or baka naman pwedeng it's just an I think it's better kung may allocation for the independents, tapos kung sino na lang available, di ba, sa amin. Kasi hindi naman madali ito, di ba?
And Kong, recently we had on the show an economist, JC Punungbayan, and he did say that the reforms for transparency are a step in the right direction, but what citizens have to watch out for is the horse trading that happens before these meetings or even beyond the camera. So what are the safeguards as well for that, Kong?
Wala na kasi, di ba? Wala na yun kasi tulad ng sabi ko, yun nga, I mean, that's the point that we are trying to address doon sa sinasabi nating wala nang gagalaw after the second reading. Kasi di ba, pag pwedeng galawin like in 2025, nagalaw after the second reading, pag natanggap namin yun, third reading na eh. Wala ka naman pwedeng amendments doon sa third reading. Tsaka 7,000 pages yun. Ang hirap hanapin kung saan nabawasan, kung saan dagan. Hindi katulad nito, no? Nagkaintindihan naman kami na I think this is also what is good, no? Nagkaintindihan naman kami. For example lang, I will propose an amendment. Hindi naman ako makakadagdag sa isang departamento nang hindi magbabawas sa isang departamento. Kung ako yung nag-introduce ng amendment na yon, dapat nakalagay na ako yung nag-introduce na bawasan muna ito at ilipat dito sa kabila. So wala nang room for horse trading doon kasi transparent kung sino yung nag-introduce eh. So papanindigan mo na talagang pinabawasan mo at pinalipat mo dito. Di ba? Eh kung naniniwala ka naman yan ng tamang paggastos ng pera ng taong bayan, wala namang masama doon. Because ang lagi ko nga sinasabi, hindi naman ibig sabihin porket amendment masama, di ba? Ibig sabihin, lahat naman kasi ng batas na ginagawa namin doon. 300 kaming congressman, kaya nga may period of debates, then pagkatapos ng period of amendments, because after the debate, that's when you realize the amendments, di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya, yes, go ahead.
I guess to Pauline's point, baka naman by the time they enter plenary, there's a script na, right? So napag-agreehan na sino yung mag-a-amend, sinong mag-re-align.
Okay, even assuming, no, because there really has to be a document, di ba? Yun naman ang sinasabi ko eh. Pwede naman i-document, hindi naman kailangan na bawat isang congressman ay sabihin niya openly. Pwede, ang dapat lang doon, kung tatanggapin yung amendment, nakasulat kung sino nag-introduce para may accountability on the part of those who make the amendments. At hindi naman lalabas na puro yung Committee on Appropriations ang nag-amend. Di ba? I mean, minsan it's the ideas are not taken constructively. Pero mas mahirap naman na pag hindi ganon, ang lalabas nun, yung Committee on Appropriations lang ang nagdesisyon para sa magbawas at magdagdag. Hindi ba mas maganda kung sino yung nagpanukala,
So
makita on record? Parang talaga, di ba?
So, alam namin sinong habulin namin at sinong kukulitin namin, basically.
To guest on the show, in short, exactly. Okay, we'll leave that there. Oh.
Masyado naman masama iniisip nyo, habulin.
Hindi naman.
No,
Pero
we're
kung
just
may
joking
kailangan
about
habulin, di ba? Joke lang yun.
No, but of course, you're right. Not all amendments are wrong or malicious, of course. But, ultimately, dapat may
Because the problem is this. I will give you an example. Kaya nag-briefing ng agriculture. Halos lahat yan. Halos lahat naman kami sabihin dapat dagdagan yung budget ng agriculture. Ang problema, sinong babawasan? Ipapadali kasing magsabi na dagdag. Mahirap magsabi kung saan babawasin. So someone has to be accountable na yung dinagdag dito sa isang departamento ay binawas dito.
Yeah.
At kailangan mo paliwanag na kasi there are many reasons naman bakit mo babawasan eh. Halimbawa, absorptive capacity, ibig sabihin yung last year's budget, hindi naman yan gastos, di ba?
Yeah.
For example, yung mga programang hindi natapos on time, di ba? May mga reasons naman kung bakit mo dapat bawasan eh.
Okay, we'll leave that there for now. But thank you so much for talking to us again. Navotas City Representative Toby Tiangco will keep monitoring the briefings. Thank you, sir.